Friends, welcome to my YouTube channel, and in this video we will going to learn IPsec side-to-side VPN troubleshooting in FortiGate firewall. So we have two FortiGate firewall. One FortiGate firewall is configured in Office A, and second FortiGate firewall is configured in Office B. So we have two FortiGate firewall. Both these firewalls are configured on different locations. So you can assume that these FortiGate firewalls are connected to Ipsec Tunnel. So we have Office A and Office B. In Office A, we are using WAN IP address, which is 192.168.43.100. This is my WAN IP address, and we have one LAN network, which is 192.168.1.0. This is /24 LAN network, and we have some PC in our LAN network. So I have configured one host machine, which is 192.168.1.10. So this is my LAN network, and this is my WAN interface, and from this interface my internet is connected, and we have another office, which is Office B, which is in different locations. So in Office B we have three network. One is WAN interface. In WAN interface we have configured this IP 192.168.43.101, and this interface is connected to the internet. And we have one DMZ network, which is 10.1.1.0. This is my DMZ network, and in my DMZ network we have some servers configured. And another network we have LAN network. This is my LAN network. In LAN network we have devices, and we have given the subnet 192.168.2.0 to our LAN network at Office B. So this is my lab, and I have already configured IPsec tunnel from here to here. I have configured IPsec tunnel between these two offices, and I have allowed the subnet 192.168.1.0. I have allowed these subnets to do the communication to this subnet. So I have allowed the communication from Office A to Office B, and now we will do some troubleshooting. We will also allow the communication from Office A to server. So we want to allow the communication from Office A towards the TMZ server. So let's log into the firewall first. Let me log into the Office A firewall, and I'll show you the IPsec VPN tunnel configuration. So you can see that I have opened the firewall from the WAN IP, which is 192.168.143.100, and we have a default username and password, which is admin, and the password is also admin. So let me log into the Office A firewall. So this is my Office A firewall, guys. You can see that we are using 40 OS 7.0 firmware. This is the latest firmware, I believe. So let me show you the host name. This is the Office A firewall, and if I'll go to the VPN, and let me show you the network interfaces here. How many interfaces we are using? We are using three interfaces at the moment. So, and I have only configured two interfaces. The first one is port 1, which is a WAN interface, and I have given the WAN IP 192.168.43.100, and we have another interface, which is port 2, and we are using this port 2 as a LAN interface, and given the IP 192.168.1.1. You can see that here. Okay, so now let me go to the VPN, and I'll show you the IPsec tunnel. So we have already configured one IPsec tunnel from Office A and Office B. You can see that this is my tunnel name, and if I'll click on tunnel, so you can see that my phase 1 is showing up, but phase 2 is showing down. So this is my remote IP. Let me log into Office B firewall as well, and check why this channel is showing down. Okay, so we have 192.168.43.101 of Office B WAN IP. So uh, I'm logging from WAN IP address. So we have default username and password, which is admin, and password is also admin. So we have two firewalls now. The first is Office A, and the second one is Office B. So I have not given any host name, so let's give the host name to this firewall as well. So I am giving the host name to Office B. Okay, so this is my firewalls now, and let me go to the VPN, and I'll show you the VPN tunnel first. So this is my IPsec tunnel. So the tunnel is showing down. So phase 1 is showing down, and phase 1 is showing up, and phase 2 is showing down. Let me go to the dashboard status. and let me bring this tunnel up. Okay, so let me click on bring up. Okay, so now you can see that my tunnel is showing up, and if I'll go to office A and do the same thing, so this tunnel will also shows up now. Okay, so you can see that the tunnel is also showing up now. So my both tunnels are up, and you can see that incoming data 0 and outgoing data 0. So there is no data. We have not transferred any data in this between this tunnel. So we as of now there is no data. So the tunnel is up now. So let's see the configuration of this tunnel. Let me go to the VPN, and I'll click to the Ipsec tunnel and click on this tunnel and go to the audit. So you can see that we are using authentication method t-shirt key IC version 1 mainboard algorithm dash MD5. And if I'll go to the local subnet local address, so I am using one address group which is my local subnet, and one remote address which is my remote subnet. Okay, so we can also see this configuration from the CLI. If I'll go to the CLI and run the command diagnose VPN IC config and click enter, so you can see that my basic details of this tunnel. So the tunnel is up version 1 showing up, operation up, local IP 192.168.43.100, remote IP 192.168.43.101, and this is a main mode, and authentication is appreciate key. So this is the basic detail. You can see the same detail inside B firewall as well. Let me run the same command diagnose VPN I config I, I config. So you can see the same details here. The tunnel is showing up. This is a local IP, this is a remote IP, this is a main mode, and so both the firewalls having the same configuration, and the tunnel is showing up. Okay, so now let me come to my lab and let me try to ping from this machine to this machine. Okay, so because we have already allowed this subnet, if I'll go to the tunnel here and local subnet, you can see that in local address I am using one address which is a local subnet. So my local subnet is 192.168.1.0. If I'll go to the address, let me show you this local subnet address. If I'll go to the policy and go to the address, so this is my local subnet. Okay, so this is my local subnet 192.168.1.0. You can see that this is my local subnet, and this is my remote subnet 192.168.2.0. So this is my subnet 192.168.2.0. Okay, so and we have not added this subnet 10.1.1.1.0. so let's add this subnet 10.1.1.1.0 as well. So let me create one address here. Let me give the name 10.1.1.0/24 subnet mask IP address 10.1.1.0/24. So click OK. Okay, so this address is added now. So let me create one address group, and here I'm giving the name remote subnets for office B. Okay, so let me add all these members 10.1.0 and 192.168.2.0. Okay, so I have also added this subnet. So in remote address, let me show you. So I have added 10.1.1.0 and 192.168.2.0 in this firewall as a remote subnet. Okay, so now let's try to ping. Let me log this machine and try to ping the 192.168.2.0. Ping 192.168.2.10. This is my machine IP address. This machine having this IP address 192.168.2.0. So you can see that 192.168 not reachable. So first let me try to ping the gateway 192.168.1.1, which is a LAN interface of firewall. So you can see that I am not able to ping my LAN interface. Maybe I have not configured the IP address to this machine, so let's configure the IP address. IP 192.168.1.10/24. Gateway will be my firewall LAN interface, which is 192.168.1.1. So gateway will be this interface. Okay, port 2 interface. This is gateway for this machine. Now let me press enter, and now let's try to ping the gateway and check if my traffic is hitting to the firewall or not. So yeah, I'm getting the ping response, so it's mean my traffic is hitting to the firewall port 2. Now let's try to ping the office p machine 192.168.2.10. Okay, so I'm not able to ping 2.10, so let me try to ping the firewall this interface. Okay, so let me try to ping 192.168.2.1. So I'm able to ping 2.1. So maybe I have not configured the IP address to this machine. Let's configure the IP address to this machine as well. Okay, and then we will check the ping. Okay, I think I have to restart this machine. Let's stop this machine and start again. Okay, so now I'm giving the IP address to this machine 192.168.2.10/24, and gateway will be my firewall LAN interface, which is 2.1. Now press enter. Now let me try to ping 2.10 again. So you can see that I am getting the ping reply, and if I try to ping from here 192.168.1.10, so I am getting the ping response from here as well. So you can see that we have allowed the communication from site A, from office A to office B. So now the communication is happening. Now let's me try to ping this DMZ server, okay, which is 10.1.1.10 from office A. So let's try to ping 10.1.1.10. Okay, so you can see that I am getting the request timeout. I am not getting the ping response. So let me try to ping the firewall DMZ interface first, which is 10.1.1.1. So this interface has the IP address 10.1.1.1. Okay, so I'm not getting the ping response. So let's see what could be the issue in firewall. So I'm not getting the ping response here. So this is our troubleshooting scenario, and we have to troubleshoot why my traffic is not hitting to this server IP address. So uh, let's give the IP address to this machine as well. Okay, let me uh, let me stop this machine and restart one more time. Okay, so let me give the IP address 10.1.1.10/24. Now gateway will become the DMZ interface, firewall and DMZ interface, which is 10.1.1.1. Okay, so now let me try to ping the firewall DMZ interface, which is 10.1.1.1, and you can see that I am getting the ping response. So the problem is I'm not able to ping this server. I'm not able to ping this server, which is in DMZ network from office A. Okay, so we have to troubleshoot that why we are not getting the communication. So let me go to the firewall. Let me go to the firewall first in office A firewall, and log into this firewall by giving the username and password. Let me try to ping one more time from here 10.1.1. Again I'm getting the request timeout. I'm not getting the ping response. Okay, so let me run the packet capture from the firewall. Okay, so I'm going in the CLI, and I'll run the command diagnose sniffer packet any, or you can give a specific port number or protocol number. I'm giving diagnose packet any, and now I'm giving the host IP address, which is 192.168.1.10. So this is my host, this is my source machine. Okay, so this is my source machine. Let me give you the show you from the diagram as well. So this is my source machine now, and this is your destination. Okay, so if any issue, like if someone asks you that he was able to communicate to the server, or if he is facing some issue in IPsec tunnel, so you can ask this, you can get this detail from the user, that what is the source IP address, what is the destination IP address, and what is the destination port number. So if you have this information, you can start your troubleshooting. So we have a source IP address 192.168.1.10, and we have a destination IP address 10.1.1.10. So I am giving the host source 192.168.1.10, and destination is 10.1.1.10. Okay, so now close this and press enter. So let me try to generate ping packet again from here. Okay, so okay, let me try to ping 10.10.10, because I have given the destination IP 10.10.1.1.10. Okay, so now you can see that I'm getting the logs in firewall. Okay, so this is my logs in firewall. You can see that the source IP address 192.168.1.10, and the destination IP address is 10.1.1. It sends the ICMP request, but didn't receive the reply. Okay, so it's mean, you can understand from this logs that it means this firewall is receiving the packets. Okay, so this firewall, Office A firewalls, is receiving the packets, but somehow it's not forwarding the packets towards the IPsec tunnel. So maybe it could be the multiple issue. We have to troubleshoot why it's not sending the traffic towards the tunnel, because it has to send the traffic towards the IPsec tunnel, right? And because this subnet 10.1.1.0 is will be accessible from the IPsec tunnel. Okay, so we can see that we are not getting the ICMP reply. So let's run the debug command now. Let me cancel this ping and run the command diagnose debug flow filter source address 192.168.1.10 and destination address 10.1.1.10. Diagnose debug flow filter protocol. I am using protocol 1 ICMP, because we will generate the ICMP packet, so I will using protocol 1, which is ICMP protocol. And diagnose debug enable diagnose debug flow trace start 10. And now let me try to ping the 10.1.1.10 and check what logs we are getting. So now we are receiving the logs in firewall. So let me cancel this and copy these logs in notepad for better understanding. Okay, so when you are running debug command, so make sure, because in debug you will get a lot of information, so always copy the logs file in notepad, and you can see that why you are not able to communicate to the 10.1.1.10. So this is a in-depth detail. You can see that we are using protocol 1 source. This is a source IP address 192.168.1.10. If I uh, go to the diagram, so this is my source IP address 192.168.1.10, and the destination IP address is 10.1.1.1.10, and this is my source port, and this is my destination port, and this is going from port number 2. If I'll show you, so this is leaving the traffic from port number 2, so this is my port number 2. So now gateway is 192.168.43.101. Okay, so gateway is 101, it's okay. Okay, so the traffic is reaching here. This is going via office A to office B. This is my tunnel name, so this traffic is going via IPsec tunnel. So I think routing part is okay, so routing part is okay now. And if I'll go to the policy, this policy is allowed by policy 1, so policy is also allowing the traffic. And 192.168. Okay, so these are my logs. So routing is okay, I believe, and fire policy is also okay. So let me check one more time if its routing is okay or not from this GUI as well. So if I'll go to the route network and static route, so you can see that 10.1.1.0 pointing towards the tunnel. Okay, so that's why the traffic is forwarding towards the tunnel. So routing part is okay, and policy part is also okay. So let me check on this firewall, on office B firewall, because here I can see that the traffic is reaching to the firewall, and this firewall is forwarding the traffic towards the tunnel, and the policy and routing part is okay. Policy is also allowing the traffic. If I'll go to the policy, if I'll go to the policy one, and I'll show you the policy one here. So this is my policy one, and policy one is land to tunnel. So source is all and destination is all. So it's allowing the traffic. And also let me check the remote subnet one more time from the configuration. Okay. So remote address, we are using this subnet, remote subnet. If I'll go to the policy address, and in remote subnet, if I'll click on remote subnet, so this is my remote subnet, and you can see that okay, we have only 192.168.2.0 and remote subnet for office B. Okay, so I have to select address group here. Okay, so let's select the office address group here. Let me go to the tunnel, IPsec tunnel, and here you have to select the remote subnet for office B. Okay, you have to select the subnet. Now click OK. Now let me try to ping one more time. Again, I'm getting request timeout. So let me run the debug command again to this firewall. Source address 192.168.1.10, destination address. So now let's run the debug command again. Diagnose debug flow filter source address 192.168.1.10 and destination address 10.1.1.10. Okay, let me diagnose debug flow filter destination address 10.1.1.10. Diagnose debug enable, diagnose debug flow trace start 10, and now let me generate the ping packet from here. Try to ping 10.1.1.10 and let's see what logs now we are getting on firewall. So these are the logs now we are receiving at firewall. Let me copy these logs from the firewall and copy this on notepad. Okay, so now you can see that I'm receiving the packets this firewall, and this is my source address and this is my destination address. So this is my source IP address 192.168.1.10. This is my source port, this is my destination IP address. Leaving from port 2, it's okay. Routing, it's okay. It's forwarding this traffic towards the tunnel 192.168.43.101. This is my gateway and this is my tunnel name allowed by policy 1. Okay, output to IPsec tunnel office A to office B, send to 192.168.43.101 via interface port. So this traffic is now hitting to office B firewall, to this firewall. If I'll go to the log, this traffic is hitting to office B firewall. Okay, so now traffic is coming to the firewall, this firewall, but traffic is not coming to this server. So now let me run this command, debug command or packet capture command on this firewall, because this firewall is okay. Routing and policy both are okay in this firewall. This firewall is forwarding the traffic towards the tunnel, so there is no issue in this firewall. So let me check this firewall now. Okay, so let me go to this firewall, and you can also see the incoming traffic. Now I am getting the packets. Okay, you can see here I am getting the incoming and outgoing packets in my tunnel. So now let me go to this firewall and run packet capture. Okay, so let me run the packet capture diagnosis sniffer packet any host 192 host 192.168.1.10 and destination 10.1.1.10. Okay, now let me generate ICMP packet ping packet from here. See, I am receiving the packets on this firewall as well. Earlier we were not receiving the packets in this firewall, but now I am receiving the packets here. But this firewall is now not forwarding the packets towards the server, because this firewall is getting the packet source 192.168.1.1. Let me show you from the topology as well. So when I am trying to ping the 192.168.1.10, when I am trying to ping this IP 10.1.1.10 from here, so my traffic is coming to this firewall. Okay, and this firewall is forwarding this traffic towards the tunnel, and after this the traffic is reaching to office B firewall. Now office B firewall is not forwarding the traffic towards the server, so we have to check from this firewall. We have to do our troubleshooting on this firewall now. Okay, so let me show you the packet capture logs. So these are the logs, and we are receiving the packets here on this firewall. Now let me run the debug command on this firewall and see what could be the issue. So let me run the command debug diagnose debug flow filter source address 192.168.1.10 and destination address 10.1.1.10. Diagnose debug enable diagnose debug flow trace start 10, and let's generate the ping from here 10.1.1.10. Okay, so now we are receiving the logs, debug logs. So let's cancel this, and let me copy these logs and open the notepad file. Let me copy these logs to the notepad so that we can understand better. Okay, so this is my source address 192.168.1.10, and this is my destination address 10.1.10. okay, so this is a it find our root which is 10.1.1.10 via port number 3. Okay, if I show you the diagram, so 10.1.1.10, so this IP address 10.1.1.10 is reachable via port number 3. So this firewall is forwarding the package towards port number 3. So routing is okay. Okay, so routing part is okay. Now let's check. See, you can see here denied by forward policy check 0. Okay, so this is denying by implicit deny policy, because we have not created any policy in this firewall, because this traffic is denied by forward policy 0. Okay, if I'll go to the policy 0 here,